Hello, Saints Nation. Jim Powers, the voice of the Saints here on MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision. Glad to have you with us as it's Monday, and we get a chance to talk with all of our great coaches here at Maryville University. And starting off, as always, our cross-country coach, Micky Kaufman. And, Coach, great weekend out in Nebraska for you guys. You were saying some ups, some downs, and some different things. Talk about the weekend. How did it go out in Nebraska?
Sure. With both our men's and our women's teams, we had a little bit of a mixed bag. I mean, we had some good performances, some people who struggled a little bit due to injury or illness that we've suffered a little bit this week, and then a lot of people ran, kind of average though, and I think they can do a little bit better. So.
And you were mentioning too, this is one of the farthest trips you guys are going to take, so it's kind of good to get that out of the way. Get the kids acclimated to a long bus trip and different things, hotel and that kind of stuff, because you're going to have to make a couple more of these trips throughout the season.
Right, we have two more like this. One's going to be our regional meet, which is, by some people's accounts, the most important meet of the year, since that's the qualifier for nationals. And then we'll go to preview that course here in a couple of weeks as well up there in Wisconsin. So we got two more trips where we're going to make a travel, and you do have to acclimate a little bit to that. We're going to get in kind of late on a lot of those trips because we leave Friday afternoon, and when you have 6-7 hour trip, it takes a while to get in.
And talk a little bit about getting the kids acclimated to something like that, because obviously a lot of cross-country runners, a lot of track athletes are creatures of habit. They kind of get in that routine, and when you take a long road trip, you get in late, your sleep patterns kind of get all out of whack. It may not hurt that much on the basketball court or the volleyball court, but cross-country and track, that means an awful lot to these guys.
Yeah, and we're getting up early, usually the next morning too, and that's something that I advocate. I want them to do pretty much the norm. So if they're sleeping in during the week, I want them to sleep in a little bit on meet day if possible. But if they're getting plenty of sleep and waking up at 8 o'clock during the week, I want them to wake up about 8 o'clock during the meet day. So I don't want to throw anything off. We want it to keep it consistent with our workouts and make sure that on meet day they feel as good as they do on workout day.
Absolutely. And individual performers this week, who are some of the standouts from over in Nebraska this weekend?
On the men's side, I think that our freshman, Tyler Urich, did really, really well for his first 8K. I think 28:02 or 28:03, somewhere in there. He finished number 4 on the team, so one spot up from where he was last week as well. And then Kyle Deacon had an outstanding race. He was our top runner last week as well when he set the record. And I think it's going to be fun this week for him. Last week was kind of a challenging course, so it wasn't his best time, but probably his best performance at Maryville. On the women's side, Elizabeth Kiblinger ran well as Emily Mock had an outstanding race. Same thing as Kyle, though. She didn't quite PR, but probably her best race at Maryville. She's a sophomore this year. And then Amanda Lappy set a PR on that course, which is very impressive.
Outstanding. And this week, obviously, it's a big week for the cross-country program, I think, in general. First off, a couple fantastic athletes being inducted into the Hall of Fame on Thursday night, and then the cross-country team gets to host their own meet this coming weekend. So kind of it's going to be a fun weekend, very emotional with the Hall of Fame induction, and then obviously the home meet.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very busy, but very exciting as well. So on Thursday, we have Maggie and Maureen Conley. Maggie now Maggie Yount, yes. But my assistant, Maureen Conley, as well. They're both going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and that's exciting. 2006 grads, both of them were standouts while they were here, own pretty much every school record in the book on the women's cross country and track side of things, and it's going to be really good to see them get inducted into the Hall of Fame. They're our first cross country athletes who will be in there. So
that's awesome. And now talk about the meet. Who are we going to see? What are some of the teams that are going to come in for the meet on Saturday?
Sure. Right now we have 10 committed teams, including ourselves. So Illinois College, Lindenwood, Belleville, McKendree will be there. These questions always get tough to remember everybody, but we have 10 teams there, 10 strong teams. Robert Morris, Stevens College, so we'll have a few, but it'll be exciting. It's a pretty flat course, so it should be fast as well, and get a good chance to get some of these kids some PRs.
Now, is this the Forest Park course, or is this the course here on campus that they'll be running at this weekend?
This one's actually at Booter Park, so this is the first time we've hosted a meet out there, but it's just kind of around some soccer fields. They have an airplane, model airplane field out there as well, so we'll be running on some very flat ground out there and going really, really fast. So. And
also some exciting news last week as well. The St. Louis Sports Commission submitted bids to the NCAA, and Maryville has been attached to the Division II Festival, to whereas St. Louis would host a bunch of the national championships, including the Division II cross country at Booter Park. So did that kind of play into hey, let's run this course, let's see what it's going to be all about, just in case 2014 we showcase Division II here in St. Louis?
Actually, I had this course kind of planned out before they stepped in. They came into me and said, hey, where should we run the national championships next year? And we had kind of 3 places in mind, and this was the one that came out on top, the one that they liked the most. So we actually, the 2 incidences are not intertwined.
Okay, but still, how cool would that be, 2014, to possibly be a part of running the Division II National Championship?
Oh, I'd love it. I designed the course out there as well, so that's really exciting for me individually, but as well for Maryville to be attached to being able to host a national championship as well. That's outstanding for us.
I will say this, it's a lot of fun. I go out to the Division I every year out of Terre Haute. It's just fantastic. It's a great atmosphere.
Yeah, we want to showcase the best talent we can here in St. Louis, so it'd be great to get the national championships here. I'm really excited. I think we have a great shot at that bid. We've put together a nice course out there, and I've really put together a nice bid for the NCAA.
Outstanding. Mickey, good luck. Have a great week. I know I'll see you Thursday night at the Hall of Fame, and then it'll be a fun day at Booter Park on Saturday.
Sure thing. Thank you.
Micky Kaufman, the head cross-country coach here at Maryville University. Thanks so much. We'll see everybody throughout a great Hall of Fame weekend here at Maryville. It starts off with the Hall of Fame induction on Thursday night and then trickles down with a lot of great events on campus. For Micky Kaufman, I'm Jim Powers, the voice of the Saints. Glad to have you on board, MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision, and go Saints.